the reason I'm against Holocaust museums is because this focus on Jews just as the weak, pathetic victims that are just scraping and crawling and begging for mercy. Instead of focusing on Jews that fight, instead of focusing on Jews, on the heroic Jews of Israel, or the heroic Jews of the Irgun Tzvai Leumi, or the heroic Jews of Lehi, the Stern Group that fought to liberate the land of Israel, the heroic Jews of the Warsaw Ghetto and the other resistance fighters and the partisans who fought against the Germans during the Holocaust. Instead of focusing on that, they focus on the Jews as pathetic victims, weeping and crying all the time. And I'm not saying that we should, we should remember the Holocaust, and we should remember the horrors that were committed. We should remember those things, and every Jew certainly must be aware of everything that happened. But these Holocaust museums do not at all convey the real message of the Holocaust. In fact, the opposite. They teach Jews to continue to be victims instead of teaching Jews that the real lesson of the Holocaust is for us to be strong and to return to the land of Israel and to do what has to be done to redeem the Jewish people. Anyway, thank you very much, Chicago Jew. So whether or not you visit it or not, I don't know. If I had a choice, I would take all the money that's being spent on Holocaust museums and spend it on building Jewish communities in Judea and Samaria, or giving Jewish kids a real Jewish education. That's what I would do with them. All the money that's wasted on these museums, if we had 1% of the money that goes to some of these museums, we could change Jewish history and save the Jewish people. Anyway, so it's up to you. It's up to you, Chicago Jew, what you think. If you think you'll gain something and learn something about it, but remember by visiting, maybe. But just remember that the theme of these Holocaust museums, the theme is not to learn the real lesson of the Holocaust. That they don't do. They give you the politically correct lesson, which is the opposite of what our conclusion should be about the Holocaust. Our conclusion should be that you destroy your enemies and you kill Nazis and you save your people, and you don't worry about world opinion, and you don't worry about anything else. You do what you have to do to save your brothers and sisters and to return them to the land of Israel and do what God commands us to do. That's the real lesson of the Holocaust. You will never see that lesson or anything remotely approaching that lesson in any museum. But if you just want to learn certain facts and details about the Holocaust, I guess then you can go and I guess you could go if you're going to do it just for that purpose. Anyway, thank you very much, Chicago Jew.